everybody, from whenever, wherever you may be watching, listening. This is a brand new episode of Osprey Observer TV. Your host, as always, Johnny Torres. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. Make sure you leave us a review and share it along with your friends and family. We've got an exciting new episode of someone doing big things in the community, truly having an impact in so many ways, as we often do on this show. And so let's go ahead and get into it today with our co-host, who other than editor-in-chief of the Osprey Observer, Marie Gilmore. Hey, Marie.
Hi.
We've got another amazing individual to talk to today, who is just, really, exemplifies, I think, in many ways, what the Osprey Observer is about, what this podcast is about, and again, just having positive impacts on multiple levels in our community. Who are we talking to?
Well, I'm very excited today. So there are some great people doing great things in our community, and we love having them on as guests. This young man, I'm calling him young man because, I'm in my mid to late 40s. We don't need to get into details about that. But Hunter Gambria is a restaurateur, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist. He actually started his very first technology company when he was 17 years old. And now he's been a foodie for quite a while, but he's gotten into the restaurant business by purchasing and acquiring and creating not one, but two restaurant concepts on US Highway 301 in Riverview. Welcome, Hunter.
Hi, how y'all doing? Nice to see y'all today.
We're doing great. And we're so excited. I've been hearing about Hunter's Brunch Shack, the first concept you acquired and took over for months. Everybody is abuzz about it. And we're going to talk a little bit. You had some famous people come to visit. You've gotten involved in charity and philanthropy. And then but running your IT company full-time and a restaurant wasn't quite enough. So within the last 4 weeks, you opened a second concept in Riverview. So first, tell us a little bit about your first realm diving into the restaurant business, Hunter's Brunch Shack.
Absolutely. Well, Hunter's Brunch Shack used to be the Riverview sandwich shop. When I was growing up as a kid, my dad always took me there on either days off from school or on Friday afternoons. And I grew up in that environment. I also went to school with one of my good friends' daughters, Tammy, and Tammy has worked there for 28 years. Well, through a series of unfortunate events, sandwich shop, ended up closing down. And, with all that she's done for the past 28 years there, as well as Sylvia, who's been there for 18, I wanted to make sure that that restaurant could stay going. We kept wanting to keep the same staff. We wanted to keep, the same food items, modify the menu a little bit, but bring back that family-friendly spot that everyone has loved for like 38 years. And that's pretty much was my goal, growing up, going there, family, friends. That's what it's all about, is just being able to see the customers, see the employees happy, and just see those smiling faces.
Well, I'm so glad that you did. It has been a legacy business right on the center of our corridor right there in 301. So I'm so glad it's going to be here to stay. And 28, 38, 18 years in the community is a lot of legacy. And we've got to really appreciate that legacy in the community. And then tell us a little bit about the menu, and then tell us about that special guest that came to welcome you that we're so excited to have that special picture of, that we love.
So, we specialize for breakfast, our omelets, shrimp and grits, the corned beef hash. Everybody loves the corned beef hash. And then, when we get into our lunch items, we've got our Cubans, our hamburgers, that it was known for like the best hamburger in town for forever. Okay. And we made sure that all we did when I came in to change it was I made better bacon and some better steaks. For steak and eggs and our ribeyes and things like that. And of course, we still have all of Tammy's favorite specials, her shepherd's pie on Friday, sloppy joe Monday, and meatloaf Wednesday. So we kept all those. And through a series of, reaching out to people about the new restaurant, I reached out to some of my good friends, Carol and Howard Baskin from Big Cat Rescue. So they did come out and show up at our restaurant, had some breakfast with us, took some pictures with the customers and the staff. And we've continued our success, as well as continue supporting them for their mission as well.
Well, that is super fun because the Baskins kept me entertained during the lockdown, of course, from that show that shan't be named, but we'll call them the founders of Big Cat Rescue, which we've been to many times, and it's such a fabulous part of our community where you can go see the big cats in their own environment, and they're very untouched in their own wide open spaces, and it's just such a treasure to have. And they have some retired circus cats there, and there's no breeding, and it's about these private pets, people who say, oh, it's so cute, let's have a little baby tiger, and as that tiger grows, it becomes too much for them to handle. They need a place to go.
Exactly.
So they really provide a great service, and it's such a neat facility. So what a great partnership you had with them. But that just wasn't quite enough for you, was it, Hunter?
It wasn't. We continue to reach out to a lot of people here in the area. They've reached out to me, and like I said, Carol Baskin and Howard, we talk, I would say every couple of weeks, we shoot a text back and forth. They've actually recommended us to a bunch of people. Some of their friends come in, and it's great. They haven't stopped in to eat at the cottage yet, but they will definitely be coming in here hopefully soon.
Well, and speaking of that, sorry, Johnny.
No, go ahead.
Get a word in edgewise. And speaking of eats at the cottage, that is the new concept. Tell me about that.
Absolutely. Eats at the Cottage used to be the old, Ruth's Cafe and Ruth's Breakfast and Lunch next to the Dollar General and the Riverview Flea Market off 301. I grew up coming here as a kid as well. My grandparents brought me here. My parents brought me to the sandwich shop. So, coming here, trying to keep the same menu, a lot of the staff, we were able to keep as well. And it's really cool to have some of these ladies that I have here because, I'm 29, but they're all from around in this area, and they have been in Ruth's, from 15 years. Some of them started down, at the sandwich shop or, whatever it may be. Burke and Howie's was a big thing, back in like early 2000s, late 90s. And, it's good to hear all of these, servers and cooks and things like that we're able to bring into this family and be able to, give back to the community and see these regulars that come in every day, and it's a benefit to me because the regulars who come in for breakfast and lunch over there, then they also come and see me at dinner time. So even if I don't get to see them when I'm over there at breakfast, at least I get to see them when I'm here at dinner time. And, I like building those relationships with the customers. That's the big thing for me.
Yeah. Now, Hunter, again, you just talked, with such gratitude, about, these legacy folks in our community who really make these kind of places special, and honestly, to a little bit of what Marie said, as the community grows, we've seen a lot of growth in your kind of franchises and chains and that sort of thing, but these are the kind of places that make us a community. The restaurant industry, notoriously a tough business, and you've kind of doubled down on it. What do you feel maybe generationally, or what do you feel is it that you're maybe doing differently that's going to put you in a position to succeed long term with these two restaurants?
Kind of like what I said is, mostly it's all about the customers. It's about the staff, making sure that they're happy. Anything I can do, to support the community, I'll do it. If it's join any type of cause, donation, helping the community for sporting events or things like that. And for a good example, when I took over Ruth's, we had a full freezer full of food, and I could have opened up as Ruth's Cafe before we did all the name change and stuff, and still sold all that food. But we wanted to give a better taste to the community, showing that we might be a small, big town, but let's give this food to the homeless, to the charities, to the, men and women who might bust their butts all day at work, but still have, a trouble feeding their children at home. So during those few weeks, we were actually, pumping out food. They might come in, oh, we just want one meal. We'll send them home with 6 or 7 meals just to make sure that, school's getting ready to go back. Make sure they have a full belly before they go to school. And it's the same thing over at the breakfast place. If customers come in, we know that they're having a bad day. Our goal is to turn their bad day upside down, give them a good reason to feel good about themselves and part of this community. That's what pretty much keeps me going every single day here. You know, obviously money's great, but at the end of the day, it's the customer satisfaction, the making the customer happy, pleasing them, is what my main goal is at the end of the day.
And just kind of, sorry, go ahead, Marie.
I was going to say, and Hunter, what's the biggest thing you've learned over the last few months becoming a restaurateur?
I have learned it is very, very long shifts. There a lot of work. I found a lot of new connections along the way. You know, just getting here from open at 7 o'clock in the morning to start, you know, prepping stuff, to sometimes staying here until 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. I wish I still lived here in Riverview. I don't. I live up in Dade City, but I do need to. I'm going to be making my way back down here, hopefully, and because I want to make sure I'm stay in this community, and be around. You know.
It's no secret, you know, for really virtually any business owner, but especially in the food business, you know, not only with supply chain issues, but also inflation issues. I'm guessing this year has been especially tough. How have you navigated that? And how have you been able to kind of, you know, adjust or make changes necessary, again, to, you know, keep moving forward and keep these places profitable?
Absolutely. You know, we always keep our options open when it comes to, I have a very, very, very good food rep. His name is Sam Medina at US Foods. This guy, he came in here, he helped me design my menu. He helped me put the menu together, make sure we got the right ingredients. You know, he's a sales guy. He doesn't get paid to sit here and help us out and work through hours and hours and hours of inventory sheets or anything like that. But this guy, he shows up here. If I couldn't order something, get it on the truck, he will make sure he makes a special trip out to bring it to me. You know, and like you said, supply chain, it is crazy. I might order, hey, a bunch of bacon, or I might order some steaks, and they say, yeah, it's going to be on the truck. Shows up on the truck, doesn't show up on the truck. You know, it's a very, very hard. It's a hard market, you know, and it's hard for us to brand that because, hey, let's say we want to have Fish Fry Friday, we start advertising that. Well, you know, Thursday when our truck comes, we find out, oh, we didn't get the fish that we were supposed to have. So then we're kind of running around to find the fish to make sure that we can have it for our Fish Fry Friday. You know, and it's going to be the constant struggle, I think, during COVID. You know, things still haven't balanced out yet, but I'm hoping within the next, you know, maybe a couple months, a couple years, things are going to get back to where we are so we don't have these supply chain issues. But luckily, we do have a lot of support to the community to help us get whatever we do need to make that happen.
So Hunter, it sounds like people can actually find you in the restaurants on a daily basis.
They can, yes. I don't get too much sleep, but sometimes I'll bounce back and forth. You know, and like I said, they'll see me here. Sometimes I'll serve tables. Sometimes I'm in the dish pit washing dishes. You know, I'll pretty much help out any way that I can. Here, about both restaurants, you know, we're a team. You know, we want team players. We want everyone on a team. If you're a server goes back there and she cooks. You know, the cook comes out, busses tables. You know, we family friendly, family oriented. That's what we are here at any Hunter's Brunch Shack or Eats at the Cottage.
Awesome. Well, Hunter, thank you for bringing these two concepts to our community. I'm going to take Johnny out to lunch, and we're going to come to yes, we're gonna have to Hunter's Brunch Shack, or if it's after 1 o'clock, we'll come to Eats at the Cottage. So we want to make sure people know how to get a hold of you. So tell us how people can connect with both of your restaurant concepts. And again, thank you for taking a chance and building two businesses in our community that keep the legacy alive for us of having some local restaurant options.
Absolutely, yeah. You can so the best way to contact us is on Facebook. Hunter's Brunch Shack is our Facebook page. We are on the corner of 301 and Riverview Drive. And then if you want to reach Eats at the Cottage, you can do the exact same. Follow us on Facebook. We are very active there. We will respond to messages. We respond to comments. You know, we share that with a couple of our other employees so they can kind of engage the customers. And we're located right off of 301, maybe a quarter of a mile from the Brunch Shack, next to the old Riverview Flea Market and the Dollar General. And like I said, you know, we are eventually going to be opening up for breakfast. And when we open up for breakfast next week here at Eats at the Cottage, we have a bunch of parking for everybody. It was the only downfall from the Brunch Shack. Their parking lot's a little small. And with the feedback from our customers, with the construction workers who come in with Tico and their big trucks, they'll be able to park right here at Eats at the Cottage and still have the exact same breakfast they have at Hunter's.
Awesome. Well, you are doing a great job. I'm so impressed. When people say our millennials, kind of don't want to work, I'll say you're making up for a lot of them.
I appreciate it. Well, thank you very much.
You're working harder than any of them. So awesome job. I can't wait. We will be there. We're going to support your businesses. Some of our team has already been there and big supporters and sing your praises.
Absolutely. We love your team. We love the whole Osprey Observer group. They're awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And we will be supporting you. So whatever you need from us, and whenever you have, famous stars from TV and radio and personalities, send us those pictures. We love them.
Definitely. We'll send them your way. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Thanks, Hunter.
Thank you.